on digital radio, on the app, on your smart speaker, on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch.tv, and Facebook. The Sportscast. Expect the unexpected.
The Jersey Boys Sports Talk presented by The Sportscast.
The Jersey Boys Sports Talk with Victor Arocho and Byron Jones. And here's your host, Victor Arocho. Live from Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Welcome to the Jersey Boys Sports Talk, presented to you by The Sportscast. It is October 17th, 2024. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to all our channels, YouTube, X, and Apple Podcasts. If you haven't yet, you can also look up us on your smart speaker. If you haven't yet, please, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please leave a rating and a review. It will help us out tremendously. Also, visit our website, thesportscast.net. Also, follow us on X at the Sportscast1 and check out our app, the Sportscast for iOS. As you can see, I am not Victor Arocho. This is Santiago Leon. Victor is on assignment. He's overseas in Germany, actually. And a person that's laughing, the other co-host, Mr. Byron Jones. Welcome back.
Peace.
Peace in Philly. And then Alex Quirk, who's recently got married. Welcome back.
That's right. Good to be back. I wish I could flash off the ring here, but it is currently being resized. So.
They got the wrong ring size number, didn't they?
Yeah, a little too large on mine. It wasn't as bad as my wife's, where it was too small. So we've each had to get our rings taken in.
And a man that has survived the hurricane, Paul Ferguson. Welcome back to the Sportscast, to the Jersey Boys Sportscast. Talk.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
Hey.
Pretty good. Big week in sports. A lot of trades, a lot of things going on. But let's kick off with the Davante Adams being traded from the Raiders to the Jets. Traded for the contract's interesting because if he doesn't go to the playoffs, they get a third round. But if he does, they get a second round pick, I believe. But anyways, right. I want to hear your comments, Mr. Jones, over this massive trade. The circle's complete.
Okay. Let's start with this first. Basically, the GM of that team is Mr. Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to throw it out there. He got Robert Saleh fired. Now, he's making moves that he's getting the guy that he wants. So that means he's got to take all, the Jets to the promised land. So if people don't think that he's not pulling the strings in New York, well, guess again. Yes, he got Saleh fired, and he's got his guy. That's all I got to say about that.
And Joe Douglas has one more year left in his contract, the current GM. Alex Quirk, your thoughts of this trade? Not surprising, I thought, but what were your thoughts?
Certainly not when I think it was it Davante Adams that was pulling up the Edgar Allan Poe piece the other day about the whole he spent his latter years in New York or something like that. Not surprising at all. I think many saw it coming, especially with the way he was, quote unquote, going into business for himself with the Raiders. The only thing that maybe confuses me, I don't disagree that Aaron Rodgers got Saleh fired, but why install the DC as the interim instead of Hackett or someone else he could have used as a puppet?
That's quite a good question.
But he got demoted.
Who got demoted? Hackett?
Yeah, he got demoted from OC.
I see. Because at first, and maybe it was that Hackett was Rodgers' guy back in Green Bay, but he's kind of been exposed between New York and now, Denver and now this, that I guess he no longer is. That's where I was kind of like surprised when I was like, oh, that would be the funniest thing if they put Nathaniel Hackett in. They didn't do that. I was actually kind of shocked.
And Aaron Rodgers likes Nathaniel Hackett. Papa Paul, you're an AFC East guy. Will this change things around in that division?
There's a possibility, but we all said that Rodgers was running the game over there. We've said that he is. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, it's quite something. The situation there. He even went on the Pat McAfee show and said, "No, that's nothing. I didn't do anything. That's a joke."
Wink.
Or something like
Sure.
that.
Thing. It's
And
like,
then he showed up. Devontae Adams showed up in his room or something.
I had nothing to do with that. Wink, wink, nod, nod.
Yeah, and I'm 4'11", 110 pounds also.
And Bill Belichick on Monday Night Football during the Manning cast, he did mention that Robert Saleh was a good coach. Did you hear that, Papa Paul?
No, I haven't. I've been busy with things. I've been serving food to the community and things, so I haven't. I'm a little behind on some things.
I got you. We'll get to the hurricane situation a little bit later. But you guys in the panel, have you guys heard about that comment about Bill Belichick and Coach Saleh?
Well, that's why he was brought with the Jets, because he was the defensive coach with the 49ers. That's his thing, defense. And he did have a great defense out there, with the 49ers. And the Jets, they were playing, pretty good defense too. That's his thing. But, it's just the fact he just had too many hands in the pudding, as far as, controlling, Mr. Rogers, as the backdoor thing that he did. But, he's a great defensive coach. That's what he's known. That's how he got a job.
I would agree.
Yeah, it's quite something. So we'll see what happens. And they play against the Steelers this weekend, and the starting quarterback is actually Russell Wilson, who started off the season with a calf injury or calf strain. His calf was bothering him. Alex, what do you think about that move? Now that Justin Fields had an impressive start, had a good winning record, but now it's Wilson time.
Impressive, I think, might be a bit of a strong word. I don't think he was necessarily the reason they were winning all their games, but he didn't necessarily hurt their chances either. I think he was competent enough to hold down the fort. That's the Steelers are a defensive team first, which is almost very old school Pittsburgh, but I think this is just them trying something a little different. Maybe get a pop in the offense there to see if Russell Wilson can get that spark, because they need something with what's the disaster with George Pickens very much entering his diva era. They got to try something a little different. So why not against the Jets?
How about you, Mr. Jones? I heard you're a Russell Wilson fan.
Really? No. I wanted to be I'm a Justin Fields guy. That was my guy. I even said I wanted him to start because all he had to do was go out there and not screw it up, not throw interceptions, not do this, hand the ball off to the running backs, throw to that diva wide receiver Pickens, throw to that tight end that they have that nobody can pronounce his name, and just don't lose the game. That's all he needed to do. But if they want to go back to Russell Wilson, it is what it is. But Justin Fields was my guy.
Papa Paul, Russell Wilson starting this weekend against your opponent Jets. Can't hear Papa Paul. Oh, Paul's on mute. Let me unmute. Wait.
And I just hope Russell goes ahead and wins, and keeps the Jets in the basement where they belong.
Which could happen. It's going to be a good game. I don't know what's going to happen there. I think it's a coin flip. It's going to be played in Pittsburgh. But what are you guys' expectations for that game? Is it going to be close, high-scoring game?
Yeah, I'm going to say something like 27-20 Pittsburgh.
I think without knowing the weather, I would say it's in Pittsburgh especially. I think it's just going to be an ugly affair. I think a defensive struggle, but I see the Steelers just doing enough to win.
Byron, I think the leaves are hitting the ground in Pittsburgh this weekend.
Yeah, it's been in the 40s, the low 40s right here. So, yes, it's getting kind of cold already. 17-14, Steelers. Just enough to win.
Break my windshield for the first time this week. I'm not loving it. I had a great wedding day where it was in the 60s, and then it immediately just became yep, it's fall in Maine now.
Yeah, tonight it's supposed to be actually 49 tonight down here.
Up in Brooksville, Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a cold front coming in. I got to get my sweater out. Alex, a snow hit in October?
No. Occasionally we'll get like maybe a storm like the weekend of Halloween. There's a great picture of me when I was a freshman in college where it just snowed at UMaine that Saturday night. But no, it generally does not snow in October, thankfully.
You're near Portland, Maine, right?
Yeah, I'm in Portland.
Okay, figure it, which is the other Portland.
Yes.
Let's go to the other news. Bills acquire Amari Cooper. The Bills needed a wide receiver one. Mr. Jones, your thoughts? Is he the solution for the Bills?
Yes, he's going to help Josh Allen, a lot, as far as him not having to do everything, because you remember they have what's the kid? Deion Coleman is one of the receivers, and he's still a
Komet
rookie.
Coleman? Is it Komet? No, it's Komet. Yeah, my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, that guy too. And if you figure Amari Cooper, is a veteran wide receiver that's going to blend in perfectly with Josh Allen.
Oh, yeah. Bite your tongue.
Yeah, but he is though. He will.
Not a big trade as Devontae Adams, right, Paul? Papa Paul?
No.
Well, that's why I think this move kind of slides under the radar is what I think in terms of if we're saying which is the better impact. I think this is the better trade in the sense that the Jets are just going to be a media circus if this doesn't work out, which I don't anticipate it will. But on the flip side, Amari Cooper to the Bills, I think, is a solid move, and it flies under the radar. Like, not many people are talking about because we're all talking about Devontae Adams.
Yeah, and like the Bills were looking for that wide receiver one. What they have right now weren't wide receiver ones. They're like, wasn't Josh Allen saying that he didn't need one at the beginning of the season? Now he said he does.
He needs one.
He thought he could do it on his own, or something like that.
Cooper equals Mike Williams, in my opinion. You agree? Eric Winter says, bad move of the Jets, money-wise, and good move for Aaron.
That's what it's all about. What GM Rogers, right?
It's not his money. Yeah, go ahead. Go sign another $30 million, 31-year-old wide receiver. Go ahead.
All right, so let's go on to the Giants news. Andrew Thomas, he is done for the season after foot surgery. Hiring, your thoughts on this? You had some hope with this guy.
I've always liked him. He had a rough, the first year with them, and he's gotten better and better. He's a top 5, left tackle. He really is. But now, since they're gonna Enduzenda, I think the kid's name is, they're gonna wheel him back out. One of Shane's fabulous linemen, and that he drafted, and throw him at left tackle. So it should be kind of interesting come Sunday with the Eagles. But yeah, that hurt. Thomas going down for this. Oh, that hurts. That hurts big time.
Alex, Andrew Thomas out for surgery. Big loss for the Giants, or not a big deal?
I mean, it's a big loss in the sense that what little hope that was left at the point in the season where they're 2-4, and coming out of the Seattle game, I thought we had some hope for. I mean, I didn't think we were going to win a Super Bowl, but at least kind of showed there's progress here, and maybe I can talk myself into another year of Daniel Jones. It's fallen apart, and now any chance he may have, I don't think it's going to get any better. It's just going to get worse. So we now are going to have our backup left tackle against a fantastic front four in, God, I'm not even going to know all their names. There's like Carter, Davis. There's at least a third guy.
Sweat, Brandon Graham. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of them.
It's going to be a long day at the office.
Quite impressive. Now, that win against the Seahawks, was that a fluke, or what do you guys think about that win?
With the power of hindsight, it was just a random fluke because we saw on Sunday against the Bengals, I think, what Daniel Jones is. As much as we already knew that, we're just continuing to get that confirmation that we need to move on after the season.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling, because that was just last week was just it was a team that was like the bottom half of the defense of Cincinnati Bengals, a terrible defense, and we had 7 points against that defense. 7. B.J. Hill, who used to be a New York Giant, looked like Aaron Donald, playing against the interior of the offensive line. So yeah, it's getting ready to start crumble real soon.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
but Byron, you know Daniels is your favorite player.
But I love me some Daniel Jones. I'm gonna ride or die with this guy till the bitter end. But so far, but right now, yeah, it's not looking good. I'm starting to look at college quarterbacks now and see which one we can scrape up from somewhere.
yeah,
You and me both.
Just not Shador.
Oh wow, Papa Paul said it. You spilled. Which actually I should I go to that one? No, let's wait a little bit later. Let's keep it a little bit suspenseful there. Other news: wide receiver one Malik Neighbors is trending towards a return. He cleared concussion protocol yesterday, right, Byron? And then he's practicing today.
Yes.
You guys need him. Your thoughts, Mr. Jones?
Yeah, but what they need to do is stop throwing the ball to this guy. This poor kid 15 times a game. Everybody knows that he's going to get the ball. Everybody knows he's getting the ball. So it would help if Slayton, Wando Robinson, didn't catch, get the 5-yard, in patterns. And, Hyatt has been a major disappointment. Jalen Hyatt, and they kept saying, okay, oh yeah, he's fast. He got he has straight ahead speed. That's it. If you sit there, if you press him, he's not going to get off the line. They had one play where the ball went deep. He didn't even fight for the ball. He was too busy worried about, defensive pass interference. So they need to stop throwing the Neighbors 15 times so he won't be out again with another concussion because they throwing to him too much.
Alex, should Jones be throwing Neighbors 15 times a game?
No, because it quite literally gave me, as I was watching the game live, all I could think of was that playing college football over the summer with the whole wear and tear thing, where if you keep going to the same guy, Neighbor's body is just going to be all red by the end of the game there. So, no, I mean, by all means, he's the feature of the offense, but not 15 times, please.
Singletary's back.
That's good.
That's one of the comments.
Yeah. The guy
used him last week.
The guy
for injuries.
The guy they should roll with is the rookie, Tracy, the backup running back. Now they should roll with him for the rest of the year. And
he's good.
Make Singletary. Oh yeah, he's really good.
I don't disagree with the number one, but I think definitely like mixing a little Singletary in there, like definitely Tracy one. Make sure Singletary gets some touches too.
Yeah, just change it because I think they said it before. It was like 73% Singletary when it's playing. It was like 27 hit. So now it should shift where Tracy gets the majority of the carries and stuff.
I agree.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Neighbors will be playing Sunday. They're playing against the Eagles, which we'll get to that preview. I know everyone wants to talk about Saquon coming back, and Alex has a whole dissertation on that.
Totally.
Before we go, you guys want to talk about the loss against the Cincinnati Bengals in New York? Did you guys see anything that saw improvement over this game? Or
no.
I'll offer the littlest bit. I mean, we know what the Bengals offense, the defense we know is terrible, which is what is very indicting of that. I can't point because it's not on my side. That's Kevin next to NYG. But from the perspective of defense, it's still a decent defensive team. They just don't have an offense. That's the frustrating part.
Oh, the frustrating part was when you watch Joe Burrow run 47 yards down the field and nobody saw him because everybody's back was turned. They're doing, man. But how did you let the quarterback run 47 yards untouched until he got to the end zone? He didn't get touched until he got to the other side of the field.
Taking out that one play. Great defensive game.
Oh, wow. Incredible. Yeah, so that was not a good loss. To
just missing guys he shouldn't have if he was somewhat of a. That was the part where I was saying about Jones, where it's like it was just evident by he was what 22 for 41, I think for 200. He was just not good at all. Sorry, go ahead.
Don't forget the 2 missed field goals. Let's throw that out there too.
You guys have a field goal kicker and a punt returner. A punt
No, they're on break
punter?
right. They're with Victor. They're with Victor now overseas.
You guys signed a kicker, right? This past week, was it?
like 2 weeks ago when the other one got hurt when they didn't have a kicker for the Washington game that they could have won because they didn't have a kicker. So
Graham
they're having
Gano.
problems. They're having problems, with the kicking game a little bit.
Yeah, hopefully that gets resolved. So the main title of the show is Saquon Barkley returns to New York City but as an Eagle. And this has been a situation where everyone's been talking about. Alex has been talking about this game for months. Alex, you have the floor.
I mean, for me, I have no ill will towards Saquon Barkley. He made a business decision. I continue to bring up my harboring resentment of where I took Dave Gettleman's anger out of my life, and then that first game in Brazil, and it was just like, I'm really mad at this general manager for wasting a number 2 pick on a running back on a team that needed to rebuild. So I now have these emotional attachments to Saquon Barkley where I had my peace when he left. And now it's just like, he's about to come into our house. And I'm just hoping, I could care less if the Eagles win because the Giants aren't great, but I just don't want Saquon to have like a 200-yard, 3-touchdown game. As Eric Winter's saying, he's coming to burn New York down. First off, it'd be Jersey, technically,
It's
but
Jersey.
still.
Yeah, get
no.
it right. New Jersey.
Secondarily, no, I just don't want to have that because that's going to be the story. Will be Saquon goes off in homecoming.
Then you ain't that holding the bag.
Mr. Byron Jones, your thoughts over Saquon? Back
Well,
in
of
New
course,
York.
you saw my little thing where I'm a Saquon Barkley hater, so I put that on there. And if he comes, I'm gonna look at it this way: if he comes to New York, like Alex said, and if he runs for 150 yards and 3 touchdowns, everybody is getting fired. They're getting fired. That's the only way because I'm sure Mara's going to be sitting up there. They're going to have cameras on John Mara and Tish probably the whole game when they sit there when Barkley goes 3 yards, 65, 4 yards, 3 yards, 70. When he does that to the Giants in Giant Stadium, he's going to have all them crazy fans that we have. They're going to boo him like back in the 70s when they booed the coach out of town. They booed the owner out of town. Well, he didn't go anywhere, but the GM out of town. It's going to be a hot mess if this guy comes to MetLife and goes off. It's going to be a problem for Shane and Dable for the rest of the year.
A friend of mine asked me, I think because of the antics of the coach on the other side this weekend, Nick Sirianni, if he would the one who'd be the next one fired. I said no, because I honestly think Dable will probably get canned before him at this point.
Dable before Nick. Papa Paul, your thoughts over Saquon Barkley returning to New York?
He's going to show, they shouldn't have let him go. Plain and simple.
Yeah, they could have kept him. They could have afforded him, Byron. For 12 million?
Yeah, they could have. Well, they offered it to him, and he just turned it down during the season.
How about you, Alex? Your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, they could have probably kept him. It's one of those frustrating things, and I think I've talked about it on the show before. It's just like, yeah, we could have kept him, but I think that the Giants are in the process. They're more likely than not going to be stripping down a lot of this offense. So, like, we have the rookie Tracy, we have Neighbors, we have some pieces of an offensive line, and some receivers. It's just like Saquon wasn't part of the he wasn't part of the picture for this one, unfortunately. It just sucks that he had to, and I have no fault that he went to Philly, but that's where he just had to sign.
And we got our fellow Eagles resident, Eric.
Geez.
Easy winners.
Go Birds.
Perfect timing, right place, right time.
Not late like usual.
What's up, Easy?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Y'all talking about the right subject. I loved everything you guys were talking about.
Came at the right time.
No, I actually was sitting here watching the show. I turned it on and I was just in the comments. And when you guys finally got to where I love to be at, let's talk about my Eagles. When y'all got to Saquon, I was like, man, he gonna burn the city down, regardless if it's Jersey or New York. And the reason why I believe so is because like you guys was pointing out certain points that you made. First of all, the GM should have got fired the day he let him go. The day that happened, and the day that he let him go, and they had the filming on the Hard Knocks thing, and he lied to the owner. I said that a couple of shows back when I was with you guys. When Saquon went off in Brazil, that's when he should have got fired. Like, don't call us, we'll call you. We'll drop your stuff off, Amazon Prime style. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm hoping there's going to be a really good game because it's always a good game when it comes down to us versus you guys. It might be America's game of the week. It could be. I mean, I'm hoping so because Saquon going to show out. Don't think he not.
Oh, I definitely think that they've been cooking a lot of the scheming around Saquon today. I don't, for 1 second, not think that isn't the case. Oh, they barely.
Well, it's not going to be easy because with Sexy Dexy in the middle, I mean, he doing his thing. He out there dancing around and doing whatever he want to do. And with our offensive line being so young, and we got some pieces down, we only got 1 or 2 pieces down. Man, it's gonna be like the old school NFC battles. That's how it used to be. We're gonna be looking at that. And I also put in your chat that the snow is about to hit the ground, and the leaves are falling.
Or leaves.
And,
okay.
The leaves are falling. Real football about to start happening.
Yeah, it's a little cold right here.
So thankfully, this is not the game of the week. It's the 1 o'clock game that'll be everywhere on the East Coast up till about Charlotte, and then in parts of Dallas.
Well, man, nobody want to talk about Dallas. Anybody worry about that?
They got
Nobody worry about that right now.
What's going on with Dallas?
What is going on? Jerry don't want to pay. Nobody want to play. It's just that simple.
I've never seen anything like it.
The genius that is Jerry Jones, the NFL GM executive. I don't know what we're talking about here.
Listen, that man got it. He has ownership rights to do what he wants with his team and his money, and he's not worried about the product on the field. He's worried about what's happening inside in the field. Does his big TV work inside of there? We talking about the big thing that he got up in there. Is the lights on? Is everything? Is everybody keep showing up? Is he? I feel like he's treating them like suckers. Tell the truth, the fans. He's treating his fans like suckers.
1,000%.
Because he tell them one thing, and then when they get in there, he's like, I got your money. Don't worry about it. Here go the show, and then they all walk out either pissed off, knowing that they was going to go lose. And then I don't understand why he waited so long to pay Dak. Why he waited so long to pay CD, and he definitely not. I don't know. You think he's gonna pay Parsons?
No, he's gonna be an Eagle. He's gonna be the Eagle next couple years. Don't worry about it. Man,
listen, he come here with that dumb podcast stuff he been doing. They gonna run him out the city too, because you know we don't go for that. We got our coach. We got our coach. He cut off all his hair. So you imagine what we gonna do to him if he start acting up.
We got to win. You can act up as long as you win. Then we put up with all the weird stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Dallas just was DOA, dead on arrival.
Well, it doesn't help that you have the owner going on the radio doing what he, basically threatening the reporter, that he's going to get him fired or whatever on the radio when he was talking about, whatever was going on with the Dallas. Yeah, that was kind of messed up too. That you got the owner, threaten the guy, like basically, what if I get fired or whatever, they were talking about. That's not.
I don't think it was a threat though, Coach. But I think it's do you know who I am type deal. That's pretty much what he pulled off. Like everybody else is around here throwing me softball questions. What is your problem? Like
he takes
so that's all that was.
Challenge him. That's why I didn't like Parcells.
Well, Parcells is a different character now.
Exactly.
Yeah, Parcells more like a GM type coach.
Parcells is a man's man. He gonna tell you what it is, whether if you like it or not. Now, which way do you want it, sauteed or fried? But he gonna give it to you.
But you let him shop for the groceries. That's the key.
There you go.
Well, he said that. He said that. He got to get you're not going to tell me how to shop. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to shop. I'm going to cook the food and I'm going to throw it across the table and you better eat it. That's pretty much what he told him. And he ain't like that.
Oh, man.
Am I lying? Did I say? I didn't say it exactly verbally the way he said it, but he said it.
In New England, that quote gets played all the time. I mean, not as much anymore because it's been like how many years, but like that used to be a big thing in like New England sports radio. They play that clip all the time.
And he's a proven winner. He's a proven winner. Is he not?
He is. No, I
so he can talk like that.
Yeah, but what happened when he went to the Dallas Cowboys? Parcells. He got up out of there real quick, and I wonder why.
What was the quarterback that they gave him? Quincy
Carter.
Yeah, I've heard of
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he actually was winning with those guys, though. It's not like he wasn't winning with those guys. Then I think he got Tony Romo on the back end of it, and we know how that went. You know what I mean? You know how that went. He dropped the field. All he had to do was hold the ball for a field goal. They would have won against Seattle. He couldn't do that. Come on now. But you could tell me how many times who was he dating at that time? I can't even remember the girl he was
Jessica
dating.
Simpson.
Yo, Jessica Simpson. You could tell me how many times she went out with her. Who cares? Hold the damn ball so y'all can go to the playoffs. Dez, catch the ball. Catch the ball so y'all can at Green Bay. So y'all can at least make it to the playoffs so we can talk trash about y'all. They have not been in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm 40 years old. Damn. Like that don't make no sense.
I forget what show they made the comment about how Jerry Jones, as Eric said, that like it comes down to just he just cares about getting butts in seats because people are still going to watch. I mean, wasn't Chris Collinsworth the one who was like, if we could put the Cowboys on for 16 Sunday Night Footballs a year, we would, because people will watch. We love to hate.
You can't get it. You can't get mad at the man though. Like he paid. He got.
We lost your audio.
Audio.
But yeah, no. Needless to say, I don't hate to see the demolition of the Cowboys. It's what I really look forward to on my Sundays when the Giants disappoint me.
You think they could turn things around, Byron?
No. As long as Jerry Jones is there, they haven't. The dude's been at what? They haven't been a Super Bowl in 30 years. Every year, we going to the Super Bowl. We going to the Super Bowl. You got poor Mike McCarthy. He won 12 games the last 3 years. This dude is one step getting fired. If they have a losing record or even close, he's getting fired. They're probably going to see if they could talk Bill, Belichick to come take this job, which he'd be crazy.
I heard those strong rumors that he will be lining up for that job.
No, he ain't taking that job. That's like
But he's good friends with the Jones family.
No. I'm good friends with a whole bunch of people. I don't want to work with him either. But nah.
Papa Paul, is the Cowboys closer to the championship or closer to a rebuild?
Closer to a rebuild than a championship. That's easy to see.
Their next 5 games are 49ers, Falcons, Eagles, Texans, Commanders. That's a very tough stretch to turn your season around.
Yeah. The only easy team from that list is the Commanders, but they're tough.
True.
What's up out there, Fred?
We got
let's
Fred.
Don't forget about mention the way Detroit Lions kicked their back in. That's one of my family's teams right there. The stuff that they did to them, Detroit, man. They, even got the poor lineman involved. They should have gave it to Penny Sewell when he came around the corner and reached out there like a running back. Should have gave it to him. And the only bad thing about that win was that Aiden Hutchinson, is done for the year. As far as that.
That was terrible, man.
But I've still managed to do it. No one, please tweet pictures at me.
Tweet pictures at you?
Yeah, with the injury.
I heard about his leg thing. It was one of those things because I was watching it.
It was horrible. It was horrible to see. It was horrible to see. It was bad. It was a bad deal, man. He knew it was broke as soon as it happened too.
Yeah.
They were balling, and he's right. They did kick their back in with black Air Force Ones on. Like they were taking turns, man. Listen, and you know why they was running all them over tackle plays, Coach Byron, because last year the tackle didn't report. Well, he did report, but they say he didn't report. But Jerry threw the money under the table and said, "Yo, he didn't report," and so they ran tackle overs and tackle end arounds and passes all the way through the rest of the game. It was lovely to see. I ain't gonna lie.
That was just basically a slap in the face. That's all that was when they did that. Because the skipper, the one big tackle, they had him go out there. He did his. He almost caught that one. Sewell almost got one. So yeah, all that stuff was just slapping them around, just to be slapping them around.
And the fans are clapping every time they report a lineman, because it's just such a thing now that they make sure to call attention to it.
I'm surprised more teams don't do that though. I mean, as athletic as these guys are, I'm surprised that more teams don't use those type of plays.
You're paying those guys too much money to go out there and probably get hurt, try to do what a running back does all the time. Mm-hmm. Penny Sewell is a very highly paid offensive lineman.
Did you see how athletic he was?
Very athletic, but he's paid to block.
Jumping from damn near the 5-yard line, trying to score.
He's played.
He tried to dive in from 5 yards out.
He's trying to do the Michael Jordan at the end of Space Jam. Just
Right.
extend his arm further out.
He is paid to block, and he does that very well.
Yeah, he's good. I like him.
Quite.
But what are they going to do about Aiden not being there now? Like, what are they going to do?
I've been hearing like Hassan Reddick to the Lions.
Yeah, he's not playing for the
He need the money
as well.
Yeah, he gonna need
Well,
to be
He
on
need the
that
money.
time.
He got a lot of fines. He need that money.
But then I heard they don't want to trade. Like the Jets do not want to trade him within the NFC, so that cuts half the team.
It's because
That's
I think there's a
stupid.
kicker on his compensation.
Yeah, we get a second round.
Yeah.
We get a second round draft pick in the 2025 or something like that. In the
Yeah, so
2028.
he can only go to an AFC team.
Yeah, okay. Well, he got Drew Rosenhaus as his agent.
He's the
Yeah, 'cause
fixer.
Yeah, he's fixing it all right. He still got $7 million in fines. Let's see him. Is he gonna pay that for him?
He may not have to pay it because Drew got connections.
He ain't got that kind of connection. They gonna want that money.
You said nothing's bigger than the program, huh?
No, sir. They're getting that money one way or another from it.
From the comments,
Crosby.
Raphael Courtnite says Matt Crosby or Redrick to the Lions. Crosby can't because the Raiders owner said no, he's not tradable.
They always say
Hassan
no, but
Reddick.
they trade him anyway.
They trade.
That also
They do.
Like
They
Devontae
always
Adams.
say no.
That is so true.
Yeah, they always say no, but they trade him anyway. If it's a good look for them, or it's going to work for their pockets later down the line, they treat them like pawns on the chess piece. They don't care.
Which
Too
Tom
many-
Brady has some say now.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
I think that also
Yeah.
came from an out of context clip where I think it was like kind of like, though, to be fair, I say that and Aaron Rodgers did shove Salah a week or two before he got fired, but I think there was like Crosby. I think
Hold on, man. Wait a minute. I'm not going to let you go with that slander. He didn't shove him. He just didn't want another man.
Out of context.
He ain't want him hugging him. He a grown man. I don't want you hugging on me. Like,
Oh man.
That's
like,
what I.
he-
my
he-
point
that's
being
slander.
Like trouble in paradise, like whatever this disgruntled looking clip. It's like no, it's during a game. Let's calm down, everyone.
Aaron Rodgers is almost 50 years old trying to play. That's like me walking up to Papa
40,
Paul out of nowhere and just give him a hug. Like, you know, be like, yo, back up out my space. That's what men do.
All right.
Okay,
So
no problem.
speaking,
Come on, man. We can't get no bro hug. We can't get a hug,
I've
man.
never
Come
met
on,
you,
man.
but I'll hug
Nah,
Come
man.
on.
I give him a handshake.
Come on,
You
man.
know,
Come on,
a brother
man.
soul,
Come
a brother
on, man.
soul hug.
virtual
But
hugs.
not no, caress me because we won, and it's not even a real thorough game. Like, what we doing here? Get
Oh,
up,
man.
get up off me, man. That's what got him fired was that hug.
All right. All right.
Uh,
Speaking of-
Simple fist bump.
yeah, let's go to Miami. Papa Paul. A lot of rumors about Tua returning next week versus the
I told
Cardinals.
y'all.
Do you think that's going to happen? What are your thoughts and what have you heard on your end? Because I know you have some inside information.
Yeah, no, I believe he will return. Right now, I mean, I didn't want him to have a contract extension to begin with, until he had another year clean. But at this point, I think they jumped the gun and put him on IR. He's more than eligible to return. Because if he truly had a concussion, he wouldn't have been flying to Seattle 10 days later.
True.
Could you argue it's
Ooh.
just his history?
Tell
with-
it. Go ahead, Papa Paul. Tell it.
No,
That's a good point.
when you watch, he did not do a fencing move. Watch how he throws the ball. His hands always doing this, the other hand's always doing this number and stuff. Whenever he's throwing the ball, he didn't have a concussion this time. He had a neck stinger, if anything. And they just looked at it differently, and they're playing off of what he had before. But look what happened to Josh Allen. Did they do anything to him? No.
Oh, nope.
I mean, give me a break. And then they turn around and put a Chan on a concussion protocol, which I believe he had a concussion. But where was the flag for that helmet hit with that? They take some things a little too far with some players and not far enough with others.
Alex, you're going to say something.
Well, no, my point about the Tua thing was how much of perhaps that it was premature to slap him on IR just because it's Tua and the history that he has with injuries. I'm not going to say concussions, just in general.
Going on gang signs. Who is that?
Raphael Courtright just commented. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this.
Yo, who is this guy? Yo,
Byron, your thoughts on Tua coming back? Should he come back? Pablo Paul made some convincing points there, but should Tua come back?
I'm going to start my rumor. Rumor control has it. This is what's going to happen. He's going to come back, do whatever, hopefully, whatever. Yeah, come back. And your quarterback for the Miami Dolphins next year is going to be Daniel Jones once he gets released by the.
Let's go.
I'm throwing it out there. He can throw those 10
No. We're going to get Justin Field.
Nah. You're going to
that's even worse.
You're going to get Daniel Jones. He's going to be a free agent. Daniel Jones is your guy. Here he comes.
Listen, I said it a long time ago about Tua is the simple fact that he has to make the decision to come back. It's not going to be on anybody else and how anybody else feels. So when he's out there with 2 guardian caps on his head, looking crazy and trying to throw the ball to Tyreek and winning again, all will be, welcome. Everything will be back to normal. Like, I don't understand why y'all keep thinking that these owners care about these players. They don't. It's about moving the chess pieces on the field. That's all they care about. And then next year, I don't even know if Justin Fields will get a job. Because once Russell start cooking, well, no, hold on. Sierra got to do her dance first. But then once Russell start cooking, it's over for him. Because he didn't get the job done enough for him not to take the spot.
Do you think Russell will succeed?
Yeah. Listen, he's in his environment. All you had to do is give him a running game. The same running game that they had when he was with Seattle. He didn't do all that winning by himself. He had a running game. He had a great defense. Well, it wasn't great until they started scoring because Seattle, I don't remember Seattle really being like that offensively or defensively before Russell got there. Russell threw the ball. He did dodge. He threw a couple passes here and there. Name his top wide receiver while he was there. You can't. It's Sidney somebody, but you can't.
When Wilson was there?
Yeah, when Russell Wilson was there, he didn't have a top wide receiver there.
Was it DK Metcalf?
Lockett.
Lockett went. Come on now, Lockett. No, it's not. It wasn't Lockett.
Lockett was a good receiver.
Sidney somebody. I forgot the guy name. He's tall, skinny receiver. Go up and get everything, but I'm not saying he's not worth mentioning, but he's not on the levels of
Percy Harvin,
Randy Moss and people like that.
Percy Harvin.
He was a kick returner.
Had a good receiver.
Yeah, it's Percy Harvin, right?
Well, yeah, it was Percy Harvin, but he was a kick returner. And we see how long he lasted because he started before the games, and then they got him up out of here.
Allegedly.
No, he told the story. He was. I didn't make that up. He told the story of that. Yeah, so he's like, yo, right before the Super Bowl, he did his thing. He returned the kick for a touchdown. They told him to sit down after that. Like, yo, we know what you on. Like, so he told the story. I ain't making it up. You can find it. This clip somewhere. But what I'm saying is, it might have been Golden Tate.
There was a couple.
But what I am saying is, Russell, all he needs is a running game. He need a running game. That's what he got. The AFC, it is not a passing. In the AFC, they don't pass that much. Only Josh Allen passed like that. Like he run the ball too at the same time.
The guy in Kansas City, you forgot about him. He throws a lot too.
Oh man, listen, that's Andy Reid, brother. Like he got all the talent in the world, but he also did say he didn't know how to read defenses too before he met Andy Reid. So let's keep it 100. Like all of the play, I hate watching them. You want me to tell you why? Because that's all the plays we used to run when we had Todd Stinkston and all in the crew. Like they running all the same exact plays Donovan McChicken was running, and we couldn't do it because we had no good receivers like that. No, that's what I call him when he was throwing the ball at the ground.
Okay. All right.
I got all the respect in the world for Donovan McNabb until he threw the ball at the ground because he came back like he was the Incredible Hulk throwing the ball at the ground. You got T.O. and you still throwing the ball at the ground. Like, how is this even possible? And then you want to argue with this man about helping him get paid. My man got to do sit-ups in the driveway just so people can pay attention to him. Like, come on, man.
All right, let's go back to Miami. Raphael had a comment. Did the Dolphins take flyer on Jay Adams' safety? That's for you, Papa Paul.
Oh yeah, because Jamal Adams got released, right?
Yeah, I could. I don't see why not.
He like Roy Williams.
I mean, why not? Take a chance.
You remember who Roy Williams was? He could hit a parked car.
Yeah.
But he can't cross the street.
Right, Byron? Eric, we love you when you come on the show.
Oh, man.
Great.
Oh, man. Okay.
What do you guys think about the Commanders and Ravens game? Was that a good game that was all hyped to be?
Ooh.
That was a good game.
Yes. I like that game.
I think also that was a big win for Baltimore, who needed a lot of get rights after a very early or a slow start to the season. I think that was a huge win for them, but also for Washington. I mean, they didn't win, but I think they definitely are proving that like they're not just a flash in the pan like what happened with New Orleans.
Yeah, I actually picked Baltimore to win. Your brother picked Washington to win because of the quarterback, and it really could have gone either way.
He ain't know what he was talking about. He was just leading with his heart, not with his head. That's what my brother, he do that all the time. He leads with his heart. He really wanted to believe in that young man, and the young man is good. Yeah, he'd show up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and he doing all the weightlifting. But whatever.
But I mean, it was a good game. He proved himself pretty well too.
I'm not saying he didn't. What I am going to say is he wasn't ready for that. And then them AFC teams, you guys ain't no joke. When we play against the NFC, play against the AFC teams, man, listen, you could tell who the big dog in the yard is. We definitely could see that because it was a lot of guys from Washington, and I love what Washington doing, but they was making business decisions when the running back got in the open field. I'm gonna tell you that. So yes, listen, you're going to move out the way too. So I don't fault them for that. What I did like about Washington is they tried to bring the fight, but that's like a poodle trying to fight a pit bull. It ain't gonna work. So
has the offense run through King Henry
for right now? I mean, he the top running back in the league right now, number 1, right?
Dr. Cito season.
And they're not even really trying. They letting everybody know he getting the ball and can't stop him. Then they reignited their tight end. Their tight end finally start catching the ball again.
Yeah.
Like what Eric said, as far as him running the ball, it's like, we coach, the little guys. It's like, the other team has a star running back and there's a big running back, and he's coming, his kid's coming around the corner, and they do make a business decision. Like, they'll kind of like jump to the side and then lean in, like to act like they're tackling again. And pretty much that's what it looks like sometimes with Derrick Henry. That, these guys are.
No, that's exactly what it looked like, Coach. It's like when that next train coming, because I'm not catching this one.
Quite something.
Locomotives on the way. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Eric, Philly beating Cleveland by a score, by a touchdown. Your thoughts on their performance?
Well, first of all, when my coach show up with no hair on his head, I know it's about to be a problem because he lost his MNF of mind at the end of the game because we won by 4, arguing with our fans of all people. First of all, I live in Philly. I'm not even trying to argue with our fans about when we win or lose. Second of all, the fact that we only won by 4, he made it seem like we about to go into the playoffs next week, which don't make no sense to me. What they told him is, listen, if you don't win this game, you might as well just walk you and your kids out the door. Like, take you, the kids, and everybody else, and y'all walk out the door. We'll see you on the street somewhere. Because what's happening right now is not going to continue to keep on happening because the simple fact that Jeffrey Lurie has invested X amount of dollars into this quarterback. That's a winning quarterback at that. He does everything winning on and off the field. And you're not going to keep ruffling his feathers. You're not going to keep shaking the trees. One of y'all got to go, and it ain't him. So figure it out. But
Okay,
as far
here's
as
my
just their
question.
performance, I like what they did. The defense showed up. Our young guys are showing up defensively. Offensively, we still showing some traits of Sirianni's playbook. I don't know why Sirianni keep dipping his toe in the sauce, but it's nasty. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's nasty because he keep calling these plays that everybody know he gonna call. Listen, if you want to keep calling these rough touch plays, you go and do that at a little league organization or somewhere else. Stop doing that with my Eagles. Let this man. We pay this man that came from Dallas. We pay him to come up with the offense. Let him cook. That's all I'm saying. We let him cook. Everything gonna be fine. I don't care if you cut your hair off 4 or 5 times. Hey, stay in your lane.
I got a question for you. Where was Big Dom when Nick had the meltdown on the sideline? Isn't that his job? He's the head of security, right? Big Dom. Where was Big Dom at to stop this guy from going over to the sideline?
Hold on for 1 second.
All right. Let's we'll wait till Eric had to go.
We'll wait a commercial break.
Commercial break. Papa Paul, obviously a week ago, us in Florida, which I'm in the Fort Lauderdale, you're up in the Tampa area. Hurricane Hamilton came through. It was really rough. A couple of tornadoes on our end, but how was it on your side of things over there?
Up Tampa and north, there wasn't much flooding, but we had some tornadoes that popped down here and there. And just surprisingly, a lot of debris. And of course, there's still people that have no electricity because they have to have work done in their house from when Helene came through. And there's people that have, with these days, you got to get things done and show receipts to insurance before insurance pays you. So some of these people can't even afford to have things done.
Yeah, it's quite something. Don't you have a fundraiser for the victims for Hurricane Milton?
Yeah, I've been raising money, and I originally was going to go up to North Carolina until Milton came through. And then I spent a couple days. I served over 70 pounds of pulled pork, a few dozen ham and turkey sandwiches, and then 4 dozen eggs, 2 pounds of sausage, breakfast tacos. All in 2 days, I did all that, but mostly by myself.
Yeah, Paul is, he helps out in his community, and you can definitely check out his WCFL fan page if you want to follow along. When is your next trip to Miami, Paul?
Fan club weekend, which is I'll be heading down there around the 24th, and the game's on the 27th, playing the Cardinals.
Big game. Tua's return. Good timing there. And we'll see Mr. Winters there, right? Saul Winters?
Yes, he'll be there. And hopefully something can change, because between our first 5 games this year, our last 5 games last year, we're only averaging 12 points a game, which isn't going to win us shit.
Precisely. Well, we'll see what happens in the next couple of days and things like that. Let's go into predictions for this weekend. Let's start for tonight, for Thursday night football. Byron Jones, the Broncos at the Saints. Who do you have?
Saints.
Saints with Rattler. He's actually playing quarterback.
With Rattler.
Shout out Gamecocks.
And how about you, Mr. Alex Quirk? Who do you have between the Broncos at the Saints?
That being said, as someone who enjoys Spencer Rattler, at least did for 2 years, I'm taking the Broncos in a typical Thursday night slugfest.
Eric, easy winners. What do you have?
I'm riding with Alex, but the only reason why I'm riding with Alex is because that coach ain't gonna let that go down. He left New Orleans a little peeved, so he gonna try to run it up. I know he gonna try to run it up tonight if he can.
Paul, Sean.
Well, I'm gonna have to go with Byron and go with the Saints, and it's gonna be a close game though.
Be a very close game. Miami at Indianapolis. Papa Paul.
I gotta take Miami. I gotta, they're bringing Richardson back supposedly, and
No Flacco.
our defense is really doing well this year. They're better off right now this year than they were last year at this time.
Alex Quirk. Miami at Indianapolis.
Give me the Dolphins. I feel like we're going to definitely get, like, for me, my prediction is it's going to be like a return to form for Miami for this one game. Doesn't mean it'll stay, but we're going to get like one of those, like, holy crap, how did they just put up like 30, 40 points on the board?
Raphael, it'll be Richardson, as far as I know. He'll be starting. Easy winners, Miami at Indianapolis.
It's gonna be Miami because that's stupid to take Joe Flacco out and he was rocking and rolling. They're like, why would you take out the high hand and then put the young guy in? And he wasn't performing like Joe Flacco. So the team not gonna be feeling that. You know that, right?
True. Mr. Jones?
I would go with the Colts because Flacco is not playing. Jersey guy, Audubon, New Jersey. I'm going with the Miami Dolphins.
Everyone's going for Miami. Quite something. And Giants at Eagles at the Giants. We'll start with Byron. Who do you have for that matchup?
Giants.
Yo, leave with your head, not with your heart. I'm trying to tell you.
I'm ride or die, man. The Giants. New York Football Giants.
Alex Quirk, Eagles, Saquon returning to New York.
In the responsible gambling, whatever, I'm surprised the spread is only 3 points, but yeah, give me the Eagles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Papa
I
Paul.
guess it must just be because they're on the road. It's only 3 points. I'm not saying I was expecting like 11 to 14 points, but when I saw -3, I was like, wow, that's not a lot of points.
Paul, very neutral, objective.
I got to go with the Eagles on this one. The way I've seen things this year, I'm sorry, Byron, but
sorry.
Please don't embarrass us.
Yeah, listen, I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you.
Okay, Eric, who do you have?
Did he freeze?
Well, of course you're going to pick the Eagles.
Oh, I was going to pick the Eagles. I want you
to
listen. I said it in the chat, in the group chat on here. We're gonna win in a route because the simple fact that listen, Saquon got something to prove, man. And we backing him. So, and this is the city of brotherly love. So this we gonna love the fact that Saquon he gonna run like he running on hot coals, man, and it's gonna be at the expense of the Giants.
All right, Houston at Green Bay. Byron, who do you have?
Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Packers. Eric.
I like them young boys from Houston. They playing, so.
Alex Quirk.
If you asked me a month ago, I would have said Houston, but give me the Packers tonight. Or
Paul. Who's
I have to go with Houston. I'm a big CJ Stroud fan, and I think he can still pull it off.
Kansas City at the Niners. Super Bowl rematch. Eric, winners. Who do you have at Levi?
Well, I already said the AFC teams are more dominant than the NFC teams. So, and then Andy Reid going to do his thing. He going to embarrass him. We're going to embarrass him. So, yeah, KC.
Mr. Jones, KC at SF.
49ers. Some way Shanahan's going to pull something magic out the bag in 49ers.
Alex Quirk.
Kansas City.
Papa Paul.
49ers.
49ers. This is the game they turn things around, right?
I don't know about turning things around, but they're going to win this one.
And finally, the Jets at the Steelers. Eric, winners.
The Jets at the Steelers. Let Russ cook, baby.
That's it. Mr. Jones?
I'm going to Steelers, man. And Aaron Rodgers, man, got that guy fired, man. I'm still peeved about that.
No hugs allowed over here.
Alex Quirk, Jets at the Steelers.
Let Russ cook. Give me the Steelers.
No way. Papa Paul, will he break the ice or keep
Nope,
it the yellow?
nope. It's black and yellow. Black and yellow. Steelers all the way.
Now we need
Terrible
like
towel.
round where we all say the Steelers, so that way when this goes wrong, we can like go viral.
I'm a PA guy, so that's all I care about.
Is it more colder in Pittsburgh or in Philly right now?
Pittsburgh, heavily.
Pittsburgh.
So that's
It's always cold up there. They up there in there, Erie, Pennsylvania, going into Ohio, right? So up there near the lakes and all of that.
It's a little
Well, there
breezy
you
out
have
there.
it. Week
Breezy.
7 is this weekend. A lot of big games going on, a lot of storylines, but we'll see what happens. Alex Quirk, what is the best way to reach you online to ask you where is the best place to get wedding rings?
I will no free ads, but so I won't tell you where. But X at a Quirko is where you can find me.
Easy winners. What's the best way to be able to reach you to ask you where's the best place to get a cheesesteak in Philly?
Right here. Right here at every poppy store in Philadelphia.
Angelo's was pretty good when I was down there.
Oh no, you ain't get a real cheesesteak till you hit a poppy store. If you ever make it to Philly, I'm gonna take you to the hood so you go to the poppy
Next
store.
time I'm back, I'll make sure to hit you
Yeah.
up.
And Papa Paul, what's the best way to reach you so people can meet up with you with the Dolphins and also tell us about your show, which you guys broadcast 3 times a week, I believe.
4 times.
4 times, my bad.
Wednesday nights, Saturday evenings, Sunday mornings, and Monday evenings.
And what is your Facebook handle or your Twitter handle?
Facebook, it's just Paul E. Ferguson. At Twitter, I believe it's Papa at Papa6767.
And you could always look up
WCFL Dolphins.
Yeah,
Talk.
Dolphin, great group of people, really nice, and for sure, cast your shows. Victor goes in there and gives a nice NFC East lesson sometimes. So
Yeah.
anyways, Victor Roach will be back next week. He's overseas in Germany. He's looking at to franchise an NFL team in Germany, right, Byron?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
He's got a little piece.
Yeah, that's right. Just in preparation, because aren't the Giants going to Germany next month or something?
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go. He's doing some scouting.
Doing some scouting. There you have it. Well, you can reach us at sportscast.net or the Sportscast1 on X and Facebook. Mr. Jones, what time is the Jersey Boys every week and what day?
Thursday.
8:00 Thursday night.
And easy winners, what good luck message would you send to the New York Giants?
Saying what?
What
To who?
good luck message?
Hey, man! Listen, Saquon coming to town. That's all I gotta say, man. Hide the women and the children.
The Saquon Bowl. Anyways, guys, really appreciate, and we'll see you next week.